I know. But she still came down here to apparently make sure I saw it or something. I don't know. I rebuilt the gates. I guess they're not latching correctly.
Mops figured out how to get out.
Just needs to figure out not to come back.
Good for Mops. Good for Mops.
We're continuing this conversation, huh?
Yeah.
My dog got out on the podcast, and thankfully for me, she came back because otherwise I'd have to leave the episode to go get her. And but unthankfully for me, she survived. I love dogs.
For me, she came
I love
back.
dogs. I want to make sure. I want to make it clear.
Just not
make it clear. I
one.
do love dogs, just not my dog. It's right.
You're heard.
Poor Mops.
Yeah, she's gimpy now too.
Mops
Really?
is a
Yeah,
very
she looks
annoying
like
dog,
gimpy.
but still fun to hang out with. You know.
All right. You want her? You can have
Nope.
her?
Nope.
All right. So this new division thing. Do you see this, Ryan? Do you see what this proposed? Obviously you had no idea about it. So in what I feel like is a poor attempt at trying to keep the NCAA relevant when it comes to college football, the president of the NCAA proposed this new division. Not really division, but I guess new slice of FBS. Like it would still all be FBS, but this would basically be like effectively a pay league. But it's like you have to pay at minimum every single athlete, and I don't say student athlete because they don't actually make any distinction between them being students any longer, at least $30,000 a year.
So
all athletes. That's your volleyballs, your soccers, your water polo, whatever NCAA sport you compete in. Do they have water polo in NCAA?
Yeah,
I'm sure they do.
I don't know. Yeah, you that, and then there's like all kinds of other crap. There's you can like do the university can contribute to the NIL money and all this other kind of crap. But it'd be an opt-in type thing. So if you can afford it, you can opt into it. And if you can't, you don't.
I don't know. They're just proving to me why it was a bad idea to intertwine all this business with colleges in general. Like what's the point? I don't understand that.
They showed schools like Nebraska. I mean, no offense to Nebraska, but do they have that money to spend on all those athletes?
I'm sure they do.
I don't know.
I bet Nebraska would.
Yeah. They're pretty big time.
I just don't. At what point do even the most diehard fans start like stepping back from what it means to be a Georgia athlete, or an Alabama guy, Ohio State? I haven't talked to my P5 fan buddies about it, whatever. But I have a feeling, I know them well enough that I have some diehard, rabid Georgia friends.
Sure.
And at some point when it becomes minor league football, I have a pretty strong sense that they'll probably still like root for them. The passion, the going to games,
fade away.
The making it becoming appointment television and spending gobs of money on gear every single year just becomes less important when it's not people that are still attending the same classes that they attended, that are staying in the same, probably not the same dorms, but
I mean, the next thing up is that they're going to tell them they don't have to be enrolled.
Exactly.
You have free tuition, but
no longer do we have any academic standards whatsoever.
Right. There's employees of the university. So, and how does that even transition into the other sports? If you're paying everybody, $30,000, do the volleyball players not have to attend classes as well? I mean, you probably make more out of high school than $30,000 anyways, but I don't know.
I guess it'll become like an option.
There's
right?
At some point, I get it. I mean, Ryan, right? I make fun of you all the time, but dude, like you and I are on the same page when it comes like capitalism and people being able to do whatever the hell they want to do. But at some point, I think that these organizations need to be like, they need to self-impose some restrictions on themselves. Say, hey, for the sanctity of the sport, for what the product we're trying to offer, it's not about the biggest buck. It's about keeping this thing going. Make money other places.
Yeah. What is your goal for offering this opportunity to student athletes? And like really, if it's just to have a really good football game, I think that's a really weird goal for a college to have.
That's
like any
never been a
university,
goal.
like
Yeah.
we just want to see good football. Okay, well, like you're a university guy. Like what you
Yeah,
majoring in football? Like what are you talking about?
It used to be the guys that you went to college with that sat in the same classroom as you we're out there on those Saturdays playing football. And then as things got a little bit more competitive, like, all right, cool. Well, we're going to start offering free scholarships because we want Georgia to be known as the best college football team, just to improve the name brand of Georgia.
Yeah, all that makes sense. But where we're going now makes less sense.
Yeah. Now you're just taking away from what it is. Find another way to make more money.
Well, I mean, at what point? I don't even know why it's a requirement, but does the NFL just say like, oh, you don't have to go to school anymore? Like, I'll take you right out of high school,
like the NBA.
Yeah, like the NBA does, and baseball does.
Yeah,
yeah, but the NBA, do they still have that rule? Or they have like the 1-year rule, or do they get rid of that?
I don't know about NBA. MLB does not require it.
Because like Kobe and Shaq never played. Wait, Shaq did.
No, Shaq went to LSU. Yeah,
LeBron.
Or no, Auburn. Sorry.
Yeah. Kobe and LeBron never played in high school, right?
I don't know.
College? I don't think so.
Or college?
Yeah.
What did I say?
I mean, I think it's a weird rule anyway that like there's like a agreement, and I don't know where it comes from.
I think with college football, I think with football though, when it comes to basketball, there are phenomenal athletes that can transition from high school basketball to NBA. Not a lot of them. I mean, a handful at best. But transitioning from high school football to NFL football, that is a huge leap. And I think it benefits the NFL to let these guys get another couple of years of growth, of strength, and training at a minor league level before they enter the NFL.
Yeah, but what if they just create a minor league at some point? NFL just does NFL B or whatever.
If the NFL wanted a minor league and they found it financially viable, they'd have it tomorrow.
Yeah,
I mean, it costs. They have enough money. They have more money than God. They can create a minor league football if they wanted to.
Yeah.
What's the G5 going to become? I don't know. Like, are we going to lose passion for it?
I don't. So I think that if this happens, and this is not gonna happen, and this version of this will not happen in my mind. I think this is right now. College football is barely regulated by the NCAA. That the college football playoff is something that college football does outside of the NCAA. I think this is NCAA's attempt at still trying to be relevant when it comes to college football. Like, hey, this is how we're trying to.
Hey, do whatever you
guys
want.
All together. But when it comes down to it, I mean, because we see where everything is going, you're going to take you're not going to the top 30 to 60 teams and probably 30 to 40 teams in college football are going to go and do whatever the hell they want to do. And they'll say, screw it. We're not part of this anymore. This is our college football. This is the product we're putting on the field, and we're going to do what the hell we're going to do. So I'm not worried about this happening because that they're going to do their own thing. What I will say is, you're not going to have these conferences are going to die very, very soon, because when Georgia and Alabama and Ohio State and whoever, USC, Notre Dame, create whatever this new thing is going to be, they're not going to, at some point,
they don't need a conference.
They're not going to bring Vanderbilt with them.
They have themselves.
They're not going to do it. So I think where it could be good for G5 is we're going to see the G5 expand into a lot of cool historical programs that you want to play that now are looking for conferences and looking for regional games and things like that. Probably a couple of the Mississippi schools are looking for something. Like I said, Vandy, maybe even Kentucky. Man. I don't know.
Those teams are going to be like a massive hangover. Like, what in the actual fuck just happened to us?
Oh, they're gonna hate it, man. They're gonna try to retain. They're gonna try to retain together, and they're
gonna find each other and be like, "We'll make the P8000, all of us together, and no one else. We'll never play the G5.
Yeah. But eventually, that's gonna work out. And if there's enough TV dollars to keep the Sunbelt level programs afloat, because that's another thing. Once you have this other division of football, how many eyeballs do we have on everything else? So you're gonna have a lot of disenfranchised fans. I think there'll be I think that's when you'll finally see some of the smaller programs that are forced to drop down to FCS or even lower to maintain their ability to do stuff.
Hopefully it's not us.
Whenever I think about where we are in that part of the equation, I'm like, man, what the hell happens with the stadium? Like, we have this huge thing. Like, it would cost us more money to tear it down and to turn it into something else.
Sell it to Reader World.
Guys, we're not losing football. Whoa. You guys are just...
No, I don't think so either.
No. We just need a smaller stadium. We wouldn't if we moved down.
I'm not even saying that. I just don't.
What are you saying?
I think the fact that we've already sunk so much money into that whole thing and the facility that we have, we're not getting rid of it.
Well, that's a sunk cost fallacy.
I'm fully aware. I went to a business school at Georgia State. I'm aware of that.
So I mean, you can drop it after you put a bunch into it. If you think it's going to go nowhere, like you do drop it because it's sunk costs.
Yeah,
so we'll have the Morris Brown zombie stadium, and then the former Braves home zombie stadium.
Well, I don't believe that's going to happen. But
with a softball field shoved in it, right?
Oh God.
You can't go that other direction. That whole place is closed except for this softball facility.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, but I think Georgia State still survives.
I think it'll be okay.
Too big of a university to not survive. I don't care about the fan base or the lack thereof.
In 20 years, they're going to figure out how to get students involved and actually come to our games.
Somebody's going to get hired who gives a shit about doing that. So
yeah,
because right now they don't.
Nope.
No.
There's no passion there to try to make it. That's too much work.
Well, they don't have. There's no incentive. They get the student fees. They don't care. Like, oh, you paid for it whether you show up or not. They don't care.
I want them to care.
I know.
Some way.
That's the problem with student fees, though. Like when people rag on us for student fees, they are not wrong because it's a big problem. I guess Jimmy Madison didn't have that problem.
They have student fees and they have support.
I don't know. I don't know where they got athletic directors who gave a shit about getting people butts in seats, but
they did.
They did it.
Yeah, we could too.
I don't know. I mean, yeah. It just takes a long time, and then hell, our record's not really making it any better either. So.
Record's not making it any easier, but if you do nothing, pretty sure nothing's going to happen.
Fucking cold in my basement.
Yeah, well, you're in a t-shirt.
Yeah, I know. That was a bad idea,
right?
I do have hoodie, not here.
You have hoodie.
Hoodie.
Yeah,
put that on. You
wear that like a blanket.
Yeah.
That should help.
Man, those are nice scarves. You should
solved. Still
has a tag on it too. This is a.
You should sell those.
We do sell that. Probably it's stuck in the. There we go.
Bring in the basketball games and sell them inside the stadium. No, just kidding. Don't do that.
I'll sign this one if someone thinks that my autograph is worth it.
Oh man, how much would you sell that for?
At least $40.
I'll give you a quarter.
Yeah, I can't let it go for anything less than $350.
I'll give you $350.
$1,000.
Oh, you're supposed to accuse me of being the Loch Ness monster.
Man, now we're solid. We got 350,000 from Ryan.
No, $350.
$350. I gave him $350. That may be like one of the last monster. Maybe in the last episodes of South Park. Well, I haven't watched South Park in forever.
I was watching it going to bed for a little while. I would just put it on because and like put it on random. There's so many episodes.
I mean,
it's been going on since I was in high school, and I've been in high school for over 25. I mean, I've been out of high school for over 25 years.
It's funny though. If you go rewatch it, you can figure out what the current events were for that week. You're just like, oh man, this was when this happened, and this is what they're making fun of. Like you totally know exactly what it was.
I think it aired on Wednesdays, and they would start it on Mondays. Like
it's like a joke that it would only take a couple hours for them to pull it all together.
Yeah, most animated shows they had like well over a week to prepare everything, and these guys were doing like they would just show up Monday at work, like, all right, what are we doing this week?
Yeah,
and the animators were like work, and that's And that was back when they were still doing the like the legit stop motion before it was all computer stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's impressive.
I remember watching
there's a documentary about it or something.
I was about to say, I remember watching a documentary about them showing it, and they had like all the different faces of all the different characters, and then just take these pieces of cardboard and construction paper and
The
move
Simpsons
them over.
is still on too, right? I think so.
Longest running show ever.
Is it?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, South Park did
Definitely
that
watch that
awesome
anymore.
episode about the Simpsons did it. Like they were like,
Yeah,
I guess
Simpsons
talking about
did it.
Simpsons did it.
Apparently, Survivor is the most seasons of any show because they do multiple seasons per year.
Right. Yeah. They did like the first 2 or 3 years was like a season per year, and they're like, people are still buying this shit. Like, we're gonna do 3 seasons in 1 year.
It's crazy, but yeah, they have more seasons.
I don't think I've watched an episode of Survivor since maybe season 2 or 3. I think
I don't think
I've
ever watched an episode of Survivor.
I'm pretty sure I watched season 1 all the way through, started season 2, and then I don't know after that.
One of the cast members ran for governor up in like Indiana, I think. And he's like a big old hippie. He'd like show up in like Hawaiian shirts and stuff. And
the first winner went to jail for tax evasion.
Nice.
Richard something or another.
I don't know. It's good. One of them too was an actor that's famous now, and I need to find it and send it to you guys because he like went on there. He was apparently like a comedy writer already, but then they put him on the show.
I firmly believed, this is not Survivor, but reality TV, when Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Denver's texting me the answers to these questions.
Oh, cool.
Sorry, go ahead.
When Taylor Swift first hit it big, or like when I first became aware of Taylor Swift, I was convinced that she was a American Idol loser. That's how I thought she got her start. Was she goes on American Idol and just lost?
Was she not?
She has that vibe. Yeah, I can see
that. I believed that for well into her becoming like a legit, like huge
superstar.
And I mean, I didn't figure it out last year, but I figured it out like way too late to know that she wasn't just another American Idol person. No, knowledge.
I mean, Survivor. I didn't watch Survivor at first. I actually watch it here and there now. I don't really pay attention. I do pay attention. I'm like, all these fuckers practice all these games. They make the games in their backyards and shit and try to replicate what they're about to do. I'm like, they just need to change everything so no one knows what the fuck's going on.
All they have to do is cause as much drama as possible, and then they don't get kicked off because the producers want to keep them.
I did come across. I was doing my TikTok pooping. And I was I came across, apparently there's a woman that was on Survivor, and I don't know what season it was or whatever, but she like went on a like internet, like an app date, a Tinder date or whatever, and I mean, if anybody asks her, if they recognize her and ask her about it, like she's open about it, but she doesn't like just portray herself on the dating apps as being somebody that was on Survivor. Right. And so she on this first date with a dude, and he's like, they're talking about interests or whatever, and he's like, well, there's one thing I hate is reality TV. I hate reality TV. And she's like, oh, okay. He's like, do you like it? She's like, well, yeah, I like Survivor.
I'm a reality TV star.
And he was like, that thing is so fake. Like, what do you mean it's fake? And he's like, oh man, they're feeding them granola bars off set, like off camera the entire time I was gonna shit. And she was like, I would have fucking died for a granola bar when I was on that island or wherever the fuck they were. So she could be.
At least that's the story she said.
She could be lying with the whole thing as well.
The whole thing.
Well, yeah, but I do
know she goes out to the bar and she's like, I'm a survivor.
They used to feed him rice or something. Now I don't feed him anything. I'm like, how can that be true?
I just imagine being the camera guy that's like recording the whole
eating
thing and
food.
And then just opening up that wrapper of something and just like munching on like some beef jerky or something while your camera is like on them. Yeah, that total like money play, like that big player type thing. Just like, this is so delicious. I think that some of that, I don't know all the locations, but like they have had locations where it's the back end of like a resort island. So like they're on a desolate part of an island, but they have like an entire town or city or something on the other side. Like I remember seeing some video where somebody got like stung by like some venomous snake, and they like had to rush them to an ER, which was like a mile and a half away.
We are actively angering Denver
Why?
because there's fact checking that has to happen, and apparently none of us knows anything about anything. So
don't believe anything I ever say in life.
In this season they're not eating food. That's a fact.
I mean, I make up half the shit I say. So
because I asked the question, I'm like, I thought they give them rice.
Most of the time that I'm saying something, I'm laughing at myself or like, hey, you're a fucking idiot.
So do they just like eat coconuts? Like what?
Yeah, fish, coconuts, whatever. Worms.
I saw an episode. I did see an episode where they gave them 2 chickens. One of the prizes, one of the awards for a challenge was 2 chickens, and they named them breakfast and lunch. Or lunch and dinner. I don't know. They named them. They name after meals.
You get some eggs from them, right? No.
I think that was the thing they were trying to figure out. Like, is it worth it? Like to save them for the eggs, or
to get the eggs? Because I mean,
I don't know.
Good.
It was a long time. This was over 20 years ago. So
I mean, we've talked about Survivor for quite some time now.
Apparently, we are super fans. We don't even know it.
No, I've never watched an episode. No idea what you guys are talking about.
Does Denver watch Survivor?
Oh, she loves it. That's why she's upset.
Oh, that's why she's all up in this. She's
like,
not upset.
I don't love
those MFers. Don't know what the
hell
says,
they're I'm not angry. About. I'm just wanting to correct. So she's got all the facts, but she's in the shower. She can't join us.
Can you ask her? She's watching us in the shower.
Can you ask her? Can you ask her if they have food this season?
No, I mean, I don't know. She's not answering that question.
She'll hear
it. She's watching us in the shower.
Hey, Denver.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I'm drunk.
Rub-a-dub-dub.
The only reality TV show that I could say that I honestly loved was one that came out probably almost 20 years ago called The Surreal Life on VH1. And they had the B-list of C-list actors or celebrities on there, and they put them in a house for like a week, and it was the first couple of seasons were fan.
Isn't that where like Flavor Flav came back or something?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Where he ended up meeting like some other like model or something, and like they got married or some shit. Yeah, but my favorite one is I may be crossing 2 over, but they had one where like Ponch from Chips and Corey Feldman and Vanilla Ice and Troy Voyer, whatever his name was, the Mini Me and DeBrat were on. Oh my god, Timmy Faye Baker and Ron Jeremy were on there together. It was. Have you
seen Corey Feldman's like coming out and doing like concerts and stuff? And he's like doing the song from the Lost Boys and stuff.
Yeah, well, he has his own band.
Yeah, I know, but it's not good. I mean, it's hilariously bad. It is like really corny and terrible.
What show?
Yeah.
But I'm here for it. You know, I'm like, man, I wish I could go to that show. I would go to a Corey Feldman show.
I feel like it's a total. I mean, like, I don't know how much of what he says is true. Either way, it sounds like he had a really rough life. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. Also, Lost Boys is amazing.
Lost Boys is fantastic. Kick him the nards.
All right, we probably talked this to death, huh?
Yeah,
kick him where nards were. Yeah,
we talked about Survivor longer than Georgia State tonight. So.
Yeah.
State of the program, apparently.
Yeah.
Jeez. It's rough.
You got anything else?
To be a Georgia State fan these days.
It is rough right now.
This is a
rough 2 months.
You know, and when Coach yells at me for saying shit like that, like I'm sorry, Coach, you have given me some rough years, Coach.
And we always had basketball to look forward to, and now basketball is fucking us over. So,
but do we bounce back?
I think we become a middle of the pack Sunbelt basketball team.
I mean, do you think like ever bounce back? Not this year. Like, do you think we are still top of the Sunbelt, or do you think we've slipped and we will not reach the heights that we once reached?
We slipped for now.
It's going to see what happens. It's going to depend on what happens under Coach Hayes. We have thank God we have the convocation center now.
Yeah.
That helps tremendously with recruiting.
They need to spray paint it though.
It's pretty.
Spray paint it.
Yeah, they need to mark it up. They need to do some art on it.
The garage, the parking deck.
Yeah,
They can tag the garage.
No, the box.
No, not the box.
Yeah, tag
Not
it.
the box.
the big silver building.
Not the
Yeah,
box.
do a big mural, like a big, beautiful mural.
Do that on the parking deck.
No, on the box.
No, but I think that with the convocation center, I think that helps quite a bit with recruiting as well as bringing in a different coach at some point. If we want to do that, I don't know.
I really want Hayes to work out.
I like Hayes a lot. I like him a lot. I like what he could be for the university by being a hometown.
I like
guy.
Coach Elliott a lot too.
I do like Coach Elliott a lot. I've never had a bad personal conversation with him.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I like him.
I've cussed the fuck out of his name at some games though.
Yeah, but I mean, I like him. I just don't necessarily know that he's a good fit as a coach.
What are we doing?
I cuss the fuck out of my kids most days, so
Yeah.
not to them. Not
So they're on the same level.
Much like Coach Elliott. He doesn't hear all the shit I'm yelling about him during games. My kids don't hear all the words that are going through my head when they're being fucking idiots.
Yeah, I just wondered about because we were in the upper echelon of mid-major programs,
Top 130
for a little while, and it felt really good. But then I still think Lanier is the one who I think he got out early, and that he's probably the cause of some of these problems. But it feels like we've slipped. But is it a hiccup and we come back, or is it
he went to SMU, right?
He did. Yeah.
So now he's an ACC coach.
Yeah.
He got a shit ton of money. We talked about it for a long time on the podcast. He got a shit ton of money to go somewhere else. Fine.
I
don't think he was very good. I don't think he was very good here.
Is that our first P5? Went from Georgia State to P5 head coach? Because obviously Mentor's at Michigan, but have we ever had a head coach who's gone P5?
I don't know.
No, it's easy. So. It's an easy answer. We've never had a coach go P5.
No.
Oh, okay.
Because all we really care about when we talk about P5, we're all really talking about is college football or major basketball, right?
Yeah.
But does SMU count? They got the death penalty and never really bounced back, did they?
Yeah, but now they're going to the ACC, so now now Lanier's going to be a P5 coach.
Now they're going to the ACC. They were not in there before. I don't know.
No,
they're AAC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. AAC? That's not P5.
All right, they're moving to the ACC.
They're moving
to
the ACC.
Is it next year?
So then he did not get hired by a P5 program.
I didn't mean get hired to.
Transitive, he did. Yeah.
Ended up at. I don't mean.
No, that's a lot of steps, man. That's too many steps. No way.
Well, the answer was still no. It's very easy.
Well, the answer is no because he did not transfer to a P5 program.
It's not what I said, Ryan.
It is sort of what you said.
Well, it's also sort of not.
Is he the first one to go to a school that then transferred to P5? Yeah, okay.
No, is he a head coach for Georgia State that ended up at a P5 program?
I see what you're saying.
I think he probably is.
I'll take my NFL coaches.
I do always follow
head
SMU.
coach. I said head coach. Head coach.
Yeah.
I know, David.
No. College level.
I don't care about Trent Miles's Super Bowl ring with the goddamn fucking Eagles. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
And Jason Kelsey. I'll get recognized on their podcast. Fuck Jason Kelsey. Actually, he seems really cool.
He does. They all seem cool. Both Kelseys seem pretty rad.
They seem super awesome.
Yeah.
It's unfair how cool they seem.
Yeah, it's like, man, like the coolest people in the world just got like super rich and are just living their best lives for all of us.
They're super rich from being phenomenal NFL players.
Yeah,
and
sure.
let's do a podcast, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, they seem cool.
But they have editing. They have editors. They can afford that shit.
They have a staff.
That's true.
Speaking of staff, what's our episode title from tonight?
Embrace the suck. I don't know.
Oh no! What did we say? We had to have said something interesting.
That would be totally out of character for us.
like 10 minutes of Georgia State content and 30 minutes of whatever else we talked about.
Survivor.
No, that was this. We didn't talk about Survivor in the
call.
main.
That was last
Well,
call,
we did Portal, but I wanted to talk Portal. So
yeah.
I'm
I mean, we
cold.
could just call it like Portal Talk or something.
Portaling.
The Portal Rapport.
You know, I mean, because there's pluses and minuses with the Portal, and then we sort of talked about all of those things. So maybe something along those lines.
It's definitely got to be around the Portal for sure. That was a good conversation.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm freezing cold and I got to pee, so I'm gonna kill last call.
All right.
Kill it.
Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.